Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Plastered Dragon Tavern. It is Saturday night. You know what that means. It is time for a little drunk and dread. Thank you all so much for tuning in here to the Plastered Dragon. As you can see, we have some familiar faces sitting with us and some not so familiar faces sitting with us. Thank you guys so much for joining us. Coming up next on the channel is our home game. No, actually, it's the AMA. Yeah, it's the AMA. Tune in Sunday. It's kind of same bat time, 9 p.m. Eastern, and you'll be able to see a brand new sort of show that we've never done here at the Plaster Dragon, where we get to, you will get to submit questions to all of the party members of the Chosen Family campaign, both alive and dead, and too soon? And be able to ask questions and submit them, so please tune in for that. We will also be having a special giveaway on that night because we hit 100 followers. Yay! Thank you all so much for every tweet, for every Facebook, for every person you ran into and creepily followed them home from the grocery store and demanded that they follow us on Twitch. Thank you so much. We are very appreciative of you, the fans, and you, the viewers, everyone that has put in time and effort and work. So thank you. Once again, this is the game of Drunk and Dread. You have the ability to mess with players. And if the chatter in the Discord has anything to do with it, our players are definitely getting messed with this evening. So, as always, 200 will grant one of our players a power-up. They will be able to push a challenge to another player. 300 is an instant obstacle. No drink they have to pull from the tower. 500 is the DM challenge, which I will go into in just a second. 1,000 is a blindfolded pull, and 1,500 is a showdown. 2 players enter, possibly 1 player leaves. 4 pulls each for those 2 players, and you get to specify who starts first, giving that person a distinct advantage. Tonight is a very special night. Tonight we have some guest stars from all the way out of town, and anytime they come into Florida, we demand that they come and play here at the McCoy Manor. So we have Maya and Subs joining us. Thank you so much. And
thank you for having us.
Yeah, I mean, this is special, right?
Good to be here.
It's a big night. Nice. So the DM challenge for this evening, I was thinking, should we go bugs? No, we can't go bugs. I don't want to go bugs. We already did bugs. We always want to forge ahead. So tonight, we're doing some special fun things. We're doing some tools. We have, on this tray, we've got a toy sword. It's pretty fun. Bonus points if you know what cartoon this is from. It's from a very obscure cartoon. We have some of these, some little tongs. We have various chopsticks. And my personal favorite, corncob holders. For 500 bits, you can challenge one of these players to remove a brick from the tower using one of these things. Same rules apply. If the brick falls down during the pull onto the table, they have to start the whole process over again. They are able to change what tool they use if they want to try something else, but once they've used a tool to remove a brick, if another DM challenge is activated, they have to switch to a different tool, and so on and so forth.
The tool.
You get to pick?
So chat doesn't get to pick our tool.
Chat does not get to pick the tool. I felt like that was cool and unusual punishment. Yes. We'd see a lot of corncob holders tonight. And I want you guys to at least make it to Act 2. So there we go.
World's shortest episode.
So that's the DM challenge. Let's get into tonight's story. And then we can introduce our players a little bit. For tonight's story, you guys know that I'm a huge fan of ghost stories, haunted houses, and things like that. So we're actually going to start this story a little bit different. We're going to start this story with all of you at McCoy Manor and a Jenga tower falling. And as the Jenga tower falls, there's loud, just raucous, like we're laughing and playing, and it's the end of an episode of Drunk and Dread. It didn't go as poorly as you guys thought it was. You were worried that people were going to get super drunk, but nobody got like super drunk. But you guys made it through, and it was a fun, engaging story, and you all go home to your respective places that night. You know, Tracy, you know, go to bed here, and Subs, you go back to the hotel, and Maya and Brian, you head back to the house, and everyone falls asleep into a deep, deep sleep for a while. And then you're all awoken, and you're in a strange place. As you start to stir to consciousness, you're in what could only be described as a living room, but it's ironic to call it a living room because there is nothing about this that is very much alive. The place is covered in cobwebs. There is dust on furniture. It looks very Victorian in manner. Some of the furniture has sheets on it that have seen better days, and there is nothing else in the room. It is a little dark except for some odd candlelight sconces that seem to litter around the room. You also see what looks to be an odd metal track running through the ceiling, along with, at random parts in the room, hooks that come down from the ceiling, along with one long, beautiful red ribbon that reaches all the way from the ceiling. It seems to disappear into the darkness and fall to the ground. And as everyone's eyes are drawn to this ribbon, you all see each other in the room, and you immediately think, oh, this must be a dream. This has to be just, I'm having a dream. And the minute you think that, you hear a sound that catches all of your attentions. It's the sound of a little girl crying. And the sound gets louder as you all start to move towards it. And if you look in the right-hand corner of the room, there is this beautiful table, and laid on the table are these pristine teacups and little cozies. And it almost looks like stuffed animals sitting around this table. And the sound of crying is coming from underneath the table. And as the four of you acknowledge each other and look at each other, one of you creeps over to the table, reaches forward, and lifts up the tablecloth, and are greeted by two beautiful green eyes, long blonde hair, and the face of a little girl whose white dress is stained a red color. So let's start tonight's game with a toast, shall we? Things are about to get even more creepy. We like to do a toast, and I want to extend that toast to all of you. Thank you all so much for coming. Tracy, Subs, Maya, Brian, here's to all the stories from now until we're dead. Here's to you, here's to me. And to all of you, here's Dread.
Here's Dread.
Clink, clink, clink. With our glasses with Toasty on them. We'll post some more pictures later.
Check these mugs out in the common room.
We're starting to... We've got a little Reardon Red punch going that we have put various amounts of alcohol in. And Callie said, you can't really taste the alcohol. And I would like to beg to differ.
CF stands for Reardon Red.
I poured his.
Who is walking forward and lifting the tablecloth?
So, quick question on the hooks. Are these like little hooks and the ribbon is dangling, or are these like big meat hooks?
You can see that they are big meat hooks. If you want to take a closer look at the ribbons or the hooks or the track in the wall, I would say you could do that, but you're going to need to pull a brick.
All right, I'll pull a brick.
Okay. So you look and you see that, yeah, these big hooks look like they are like meat hooks, almost like you would find in a butcher shop. But you notice, Brian, because you're taking time to look at them, that all the hooks are different sizes. None of them are uniform. It almost looks like they were haphazardly put together and taken from different parts.
Hey guys, all of these hooks, they're different sizes. None of them are uniform. It kind of looked haphazard, like they were just thrown together.
Wow.
You feel good?
I do. I
feel good?
I kind of feel a little bit pleased with myself.
Okay. So right now you have a little girl crying under the table. I need to know which one of you specifically is going over and lifting the tablecloth.
I'll go over and lift the tablecloth.
Okay.
Have you learned nothing from Supernatural?
God, woman.
Somebody has to do it.
Maya is the one that walks over and lifts the tablecloth, and
I forgot.
as you lift the tablecloth up, the little girl looks up at you and says, "Who are you?"
Who are you?
"My name's Alice."
Hi, Alice. My name's Maya.
"Hi, Maya. Are you guys here to play with me?"
It depends on what kind of game we're talking about.
I would say no, we're not here to play at all.
Okay.
What the hell are we doing here?
The little girl comes out from underneath the table, and she's holding a teddy bear
Stay there.
in her hand, and she looks over at Maya, and she looks over at you, and she says, "What are all your names?"
I'm Wally.
You're Wally.
Yeah.
Hi, Wally. And she walks over.
No, stay right there.
Oh, you.
He's afraid
Okay.
of children.
Yeah,
He's-
children in spooky houses with hooks.
Oh, yeah.
It's a very specific fear, but you'd be surprised at how often it comes up.
I don't want to be here either.
Okay, that's a
But-
good start.
What happened to your dress?
Oh, this is from Teddy, and she holds up Teddy. And does anybody want to take a closer look at Teddy?
No.
No.
Go ahead and pull a brick for me. Teddy is a beautiful teddy bear. It's got brown. He's got brown fur. He's got like gorgeous sort of cat's eye marble eyes. Tracy and Brian, you have each been granted a power up from Jackwalk. So you can push. And I would almost encourage you to push to the player to your left or your right, either way. Like I was like,
This is going to be like the
push to each
easiest
other.
game
No.
for
Yeah.
you two that you've ever had.
Push war.
so
You.
you notice, Tracy, that the blood that is staining Alice's dress is actually coming from the bear. The bear looks fluffy, but there is a small incision across the bear's stomach that is seeping blood.
Okay, that's disgusting.
And Alice looks at you guys and says, Mr. Bear protects me.
Who protects Mr. Bear?
Well, nobody protects Mr. Bear. He protects me.
Did Mr. Bear get hurt?
He did.
Who hurt Mr. Bear?
She's shutting down a little bit. So if you'd like
Okay.
to pull a brick for me, I would be happy to let you like get down on
Sure.
her level
Sure.
and sort
I
of
will
like
come down
coax
her
her
level.
into.
I will also
um,
say, I know, I think I can fix Mr. Bear if you just talk to me a little bit.
Okay,
But I will
so
also
you
pull.
get down on her level and you're comforting her and you're starting to speak to her. Wally, you're staying a little far back. You don't want anything to
Mr.
do with
Bear
this
is
girl.
bleeding.
Mr. Bear is bleeding, and Maya. Alice comes up to you and is comforted, and she holds out Mr. Bear to you. And as you grab Mr. Bear, the bleeding stops completely. There is no blood on him. There is no blood on her. It is completely gone. And she says, the one who hurt Mr. Bear is Hunter.
Okay. So,
And as you hear that, you hear this really weird, like, cat howling. And the minute Alice hears that, she grabs Mr. Bear from you and, like, starts backing up into the room and starts to try to back up under the table. That's when the hooks move on the metal tracks, and all of them sort of switch places and clink, and you're hearing revolving and moving parts. There's a door leading outside of the room. If one of you wants a closer look at what's happening, I would allow you to pull a brick for me.
Outside of the room, as in out.
Outside of the room, like a door leading outside of this living room
Is this
area.
the only door that we see?
This is the only door that
I'll
you
go
see.
for that door.
Okay, so pull a brick for me or take a drink. Perfect. I love it. Wally, you're ready to go. So you actually move towards the door because you're like, there's a door here. We need to get out of here. I want to see what's happening. The clinking sound that you're hearing is something unbelievable. It's something you've only seen in films before. The Victorian room outside of this room, what once looked like a hallway, looks like it shifts upward and turns into a completely different room. And you're realizing that the tracks that you see show that the rooms in this house or this place that you're at are switching places gradually and slowly moving. And it's a brief second that hallway is moving that you see something crawling on the ceiling down that hallway coming towards you. And it looks like as it gets closer to you, if you want to take a real good look at this thing, I would allow you to, but it tries to get to where you are before the hallway shifts up, and there is now a kitchen area where that hallway once was. The living room connecting to a kitchen area.
Okay.
Do you want to try to get a look at this thing or whatever it was?
Yeah, let's see what this thing is, because I don't believe in ghosts.
You catch a glimpse of something. It is not a glimpse. You get a pretty damn good look at this, and I want to try something here. Brian, Maya, Tracy, earmuffs, please. The only way that I can describe this thing is it looks like the body of a boy wearing a shirt that's a little open with the head of a hairless cat. That's the closest approximation that I can make to you. The hands are extended in long claws, and as it is running down the hallway, it is actually running by shoving its feet into the ceiling, propelling itself with one claw, and sort of walking against gravity. Almost like things are shifted for this thing. And as it looks at you and reaches towards you, that's when the room shifts. All right, we're back.
Well, I just saw my life flash before my eyes. This was not what I was expecting.
What'd you see?
There's a kitchen here. But before that,
Do we want to make some, like...
the hallway was shifting. There was this cat boy with claws. I look over at the girl. I think that might be the hunter.
That's Hunter.
Cat boy with claws.
And,
Huh?
and he's trying to hurt me, but I won't let him. I won't let him. Come on, I'll take you guys somewhere safe. And she walks to the hallway and looks around and gets to the door and sees that it's now the kitchen. And she goes, "Are you guys hungry? Do you want some food?"
Can I do an insight check? Is that a thing we do here? I've never played.
Yeah, do an insight check. You
I'll
want to
do a
get a
drink.
feel for this
Yeah.
this little girl.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll do an insight check.
You look and this. You get a little bit. This girl seems
do it some stage.
seems like she's at home in this place. She seems comfortable in this place. The only time, even when she was telling you guys that she was a little scared and that she was under the table, you've been around our kids enough times that you can tell when tears are kind of forced and stuff like that. There was genuine fear on her face when she heard that sound. But now that the room has shifted and is now the kitchen, she seems a little bit more visibly relaxed, and she looks like a little kid wanting to play a game with you. She's genuine in asking if you want to have food with her.
Yeah, I'll have
I
some
could eat.
food.
You can have some
What
food?
kind of snacks
How
do
about you
like?
show us where the exit is?
Oh, I can show you where the exit is. Do you guys, you want to leave?
Yes.
No,
Oh.
I feel like that's a poor choice.
That's okay.
No. I think that we need to fix this or else we're not going to be allowed to leave.
Oh, well, most people leave sometimes. It's okay. I get it.
There were
Like,
other people here.
Yeah, they left.
yeah.
I feel like leaving means dying.
No. We just stop playing, and sometimes like Hunter takes them, and I don't see them again.
That
sounds like dying.
Like dying,
Yeah,
yeah.
see?
a little bit.
No. It's a game. It's a game. Here, why don't we go eat? And she takes you guys into this kitchen, unless somebody else is not going in the kitchen.
I'll go.
I'm going in the kitchen.
You go into the kitchen, and there is there's a wonderful. It's white, like sort of like porcelain floors and ceilings. It's actually in much better condition than the room that you were just in, and. The only weird difference about this kitchen is it looks like a child stocked the pantry. Like it's candies, but everything's within reach. Like at one point, she goes over to like an ice chest or a cold box, and she opens it up, and there's not a fruit or vegetable in sight. There's like sandwiches, everything's pre-made, and she starts getting out these plates and putting things on plates for you.
I go for knives. Any knives?
I was going to say, yeah, can I go see if I can find some weapons?
You can certainly try. Yeah. You find a knife.
I found the alcohol.
You find a knife. It looks like a butcher's block, and you pull the knife out, and you can tell that this thing is super sharp, almost obscenely sharp.
Of course it is.
You find another one that's like obscenely sharp, and you.
very nice.
How are you storing this?
Oh, I'm gonna leave it out.
You're just gonna hold it in your
I'm
hand.
gonna hold it in my hand. Yeah.
She is hurriedly getting plates and putting things on
Is
plates,
there a
but keeping
broom
her.
handle anywhere around here?
Is there? Yeah, you find a broom handle. It's a little kid's broom handle. Like it's built for her size, but you find a broom handle and
Okay.
stuff like that.
I'm gonna unscrew the broomy part and just have the handle.
Okay. Yeah, you can unscrew the little broomy part and you've got a broom handle. She's had her back to you guys, but she keeps looking back at you and filling up plates with you guys. It's like a little kid's plate, and then she puts a metal tray on top of it.
Is
and
this like a Charlie Brown Thanksgiving?
puts it on a cart and looks back at you and smiles and waves.
I wave back.
Me too.
And she put it on a cart and she waves at Wally.
With the knife.
And do you wave with the knife in your hand?
No. My knife is in left hand. I'm left-handed, so.
Okay, so the knife is in your left hand. Perfect. Knife is in your left hand. You wave at her with the hand that's not holding the knife, and she looks at you, and she smiles, and she waves.
I'm gonna look behind me.
The knife's gone from your hand.
Oh,
It's in her hand.
jeez.
But she winks at you, and the knife's back in your hand. And she giggles and puts the plate back on the tray.
I'm gonna set the knife down.
She waves at you.
I know this game. I'm going to blow a kiss instead.
She blows a kiss back at you.
Is the broom handle gone?
Huh?
Is it gone?
No.
Oh.
And she waves at you.
I'm going to give her a thumbs up.
And she gives you 2 thumbs up, and then she puts the food on the tray. And then she's like, okay, are you guys ready to go?
Where are we going?
We gotta go to the dining room, silly. You can't eat in the kitchen.
Oh, that's right. I
And
forgot.
she walks over to a drawer and opens the drawer, and there's nothing in the drawer, and she kind of cocks her head to the side, and then she closes the drawer, and she opens the drawer again, and for a split second, something happens with the drawer. I don't know what that says. So if you want to see what happens for that split second in the drawer, I can have you guys make a pull or take a drink. Okay. Brian, all you can determine is that that drawer is filled with items. When she closes the drawer, the only thing in the drawer is what looks to be like a little dinner bell. Everything that was in the drawer is now gone. She rings the little dinner bell, and there is a ding, 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 ding. Okay, everybody, it's time to eat. And she walks towards the door, and she holds out her hand to you.
To me?
To you. Come on, Wally.
Is everybody else coming?
Yeah. I just want to show you the room.
What if we all hold hands?
Okay.
Okay.
Hold hands.
And she holds your hand, and she squeezes yours.
Squeeze back.
Okay. And as we go forward into this dining room, there are chairs lined up. There's a large princess throne at the hood of the table, and she walks towards the table. The cart that she was pushing in, the minute you cross the threshold into the kitchen, is gone. And your metal trays of food are now at spots at the table next to the princess chair. She sits at the princess chair and stares at all of you and waits for you to sit down.
Which seat is mine?
Wherever you want to sit, silly.
I'll sit down.
Yeah, I'll sit right next to her.
Okay. You sit next to her. You sit next to her on the other side.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll sit down.
I'll
Yeah.
sit down.
You sit down. You're sitting down and you take off the metal trays. Okay? Describe to me the perfect meal. Describe to me what's under each of your trays that taps into the childhood that you guys had.
Oh, child.
If you were a kid, the quintessential meal that you would have made for yourself as you were a kid. And I need you to pull a brick as you describe it. Or I get to pick what's underneath that tray.
Peanut butter jelly.
Peanut butter and jelly,
It's going to be some barbecue chips.
barbecue chips,
And
crust on
red
or
Kool-Aid.
off?
Crust on.
Red-
Gotta have the crust on.
Red Kool-Aid in a commemorative Snoopy cup.
Oh, that'll work.
Like it was
Snoopy
a little
is okay.
Snoopy cup, and you're shocked. You remember this cup. It's your cup. There's a chip on the side of it. And you remember when you dropped this on the kitchen floor. It's your cup, and it's right there in front of you. And when you take off your tray, what do you see?
Mine is cold chicken right from the refrigerator, like fried chicken.
Okay.
And and I had this mug. Oh, that's not gonna work. I had.
Oh, okay.
Oh, I can't go there.
Oh, wow.
This
Really?
is
Uh-oh.
okay. I had this mug that had a Peter Rabbit on it, like it was a Peter Rabbit ceramic set. And that was my favorite mug.
Okay.
It's an entire roll of cookie dough, and that's it.
This
I love it.
I was gonna say that's.
Wow. This tower is already looking a little wonky.
Wow.
Oh, man. Okay. Last but not least, Brian, what's under your tray?
a hot pastrami sandwich on marble rye with mustard and a kosher dill pickle.
That's a 10-year-old.
I feel like we've never gotten a better look at who we are as people than this episode.
You
Like,
grow up in a kosher deli. I mean, this is.
No, I mean that's delicious. It's just
you lift up these trays and you are flabbergasted. You're taken aback. This has to be a dream because everything is perfect. The smells. You're almost feeling like you can feel it. And then so the trays are in front of you, and she's looking at all of you.
this is perfect, Alice. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
How did you know?
I just knew. I like this game. It's like my favorite game.
So what are you eating?
Oh, I like spaghetti. And she takes off her little tray, and sure enough, it's like spaghetti, and it's this beautiful like crystal bowl and stuff like that. So,
Is this safe to eat?
yeah.
Have other people that have come here eaten this food?
Yeah.
Maybe you should search your food for poison.
And did any of them survive after eating this food?
That's mean.
No, I'm just saying.
Why are you being mean?
They didn't seem to.
I
get
made you
out
this
because it was
food.
a game
I love
and-
peanut butter and
I'm
jelly.
gonna just start eating. I peel it like a
Stop it! We say grace first.
Of course. Why would you even start eating?
because I grew up in a
she-
Jewish household.
She grabs your hand. And she closes her eyes. And she says, "Now I lay me down to sleep. I pray the Lord my soul to keep. And if they should die before I wake." And she says that, and you hear it again. You hear that soft purring sound crawling on the ceiling.
Hush, little baby, don't say a word.
And look up.
Hunter drops on the table, and he stares at all of you, and he reaches out towards Maya first and tries to like bring a claw towards her. I need to know what's happening right now.
I'm gonna try to whack him with my broom handle.
Okay, you lift the broom handle up and smack it on the head, and he is right. It is the only way I can describe this is like the body of a little boy wearing Victorian clothing and the face and head of a hairless cat.
Gross.
One of the ears has been cut off. There is a scar during one of the eyes, and it seems to be a bright
Who
white.
hurt you?
The cat is.
I'm gonna go for the ear that's missing.
It tries to take a claw at you, but you hit it in the face, and all it does is grab your food and pull back and do long scrapes on the table. As it does that, it sees you next to her and tries to take a lunge at you. I need to know what's going to happen.
I'm gonna hold the knife out and jab at him to
Okay, let's see if you connect. Yeah.
making sure this is mine.
You
Joke.
can always push this to someone.
No, it's all right. I will.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, the knife connects. You take a good gash out of this thing's shoulder, and as you take a gash out of its shoulder, it bleeds, and a little bit of black blood seems to hit the table and start burning and sizzling the table. And as it does, the table starts shifting a little bit, almost like the center of it is weakening, and Alice is freaking out. She is back behind her princess chair, and she's picked up her plate of spaghetti and like picks it up and throws it at Hunter, and he dodges swiftly to the side, and that's when he dodges to the side, he sees you, and he crouches down on the table and starts slowly walking towards you, like a cat arched. You've got about a couple of seconds before it looks like it's about to pounce.
I'm gonna go for his face.
Okay.
Try to grab him by the head and throw him. He's just a kid.
He jumps, and as he jumps, you grab him by the face. Let's see if you grab him by the face.
How many pulls do I need?
Let's do a couple of pulls. You're gonna do a major hit on this guy. Oh, that is a brave pull.
It's like the second coming of John.
Okay, so let's say this.
Yoink, yoink.
Let's say this. You grab him by the face and you go, "Bad kitty, no," and slam him down onto your plate, shattering the plate and stuff like that, and you throw him off to the side. He rolls on the ground, smashing against the side of the table, pushed up against Tracy. And as he's laying down, he looks up at you, and his neck that had been snapped when Subs pressed it on the table clicks back into place. And a little bit of that wound that you saw on the shoulder starts to close up. And Alice reaches behind her and pulls out Teddy.
Oh, no.
And puts Teddy on the table and says, "You are a bad kitty." And the minute Hunter sees this teddy bear, he rears up, takes a claw, snags Tracy by the front of the shirt, and jumps towards the ceiling.
Can I like grapple check? Can I
You can-
try to push him away?
Sure, you can push him away.
Okay.
He grabs you by the ceiling and jumps. Let's say we'll make this a couple of pulls.
Okay.
He jumps towards the ceiling, and
You can push.
you can also push. I will let you push. Ooh, I will let you push one of
one of
those.
the two. Okay.
I will let you push one of the two.
You made some eye contact with me there.
I did. Oh my god.
Wow, this tower is
This
wonky
tower,
already.
This one is usually not so wonky. It's really wonky tonight.
I don't know what.
So,
Okay, so you managed to push Hunter
I still have one more pull.
off one of the claws. And as that happens, it snags around, and it looks like it's going to hook into your back, but the minute it goes to hook into your back, the claws retract, and it grabs you by the back of the shirt.
Okay, you know what? I was gonna push it, but that one was nice and loose, and I accidentally bumped it. So I'm gonna save that push for when I really need it.
You push Hunter off of you, just as he's kind of jumping up to the ceiling, and he goes, and earmuffs. For one more pull, I'll give you a perception check.
Yes.
Or a drink. You may want to drink this one. You notice this, no one else does, because you're falling backwards from a greater height. He looks sad. It's almost like a cat or dog you forgot to feed.
Okay.
Okay,
Yeah,
you're good.
Thank you.
And he pushes you back, and Alice goes, "No, bad kitty." And as she says that, she walks over to another one of those ribbons that you see on the ground, and she tugs on the ribbon. And as she tugs on the ribbon, a side panel opens up in a room, and all I can describe it as is a body that looks like this, wearing a black tuxedo that looks mummified and old, and it is holding looks like a broom or a large, kind of like broom where the end is all ratted and tattered and stuff like that. And this body is strung up by wires coming out of the flesh and moving along the tracks of this room. And as it comes out and moves throughout the room, it goes over towards Hunter and hits it with the broom, all connected by wires, and the cat goes skittering off the ceiling into another part of the house. and it stands there. And that's when she looks at you four and says, "Oh, where are my manners?" And she pulls the cord 4 more times, and 4 bodies come out from that same hatch, and all 4 of them start to come over to where you guys are and grab you by the shirt and start trying to like lift your shirt. Like almost like try to pick you up is the only way I can describe it.
go along with
What's
it.
this game, Alice?
Oh, I'm being polite. And they are really strong now. In fact, Maya gets lifted up off the ground a little bit.
I'm gonna wrestle it. I'm gonna try to get away from it.
You're going to try.
Yes.
I will try as well.
How many pulls is it?
1.
I'm gonna push that pull.
Okay. Actually, you're able to brush that off. Who are you pushing it towards?
I'll do a drink instead.
Maya.
Am I allowed?
Yeah, you can do that. Maya, you feel this thing start to try to like lift you up and grab you, but it is, it is tough. But you manage to kind of shake this thing off, and you realize something. Thank you, Atavistic. I'm doing a forced pull at my discretion. Ooh, I love it. So you shake this thing off,
Brian.
and Alice starts
It's for Brian.
forced pull for Brian. When
Thanks,
needed,
Atavistic.
use the jeans discussion. Even better, Ada. Love you, pal.
It's a choice.
We love you so
And
much.
she said, "Oh, I forgot. I'm sorry. They were just trying to take your coats. They work for me. They're my servants."
Are we wearing coats?
We're not wearing coats.
I know. Isn't that silly?
So silly.
It's so silly. Do you guys want to see my broken toys? I'll show you my toys. Some of them are broken, but you can still play with them. Do you want to see them?
You know what I really want to see?
What?
I really want to see the room that powers all of these gears that make the house move.
Oh, that's in between the rooms.
It's in between the rooms. Do you know how to get to in between the rooms?
The hallways?
Yeah, but there's like little cracks in the house and stuff. I mean, if you really want to go in there, you can go in there, but that's where Hunter lives.
Okay.
I suddenly want to go there less.
Well, can't you just keep Hunter away from us while we look at it?
I can try. Yeah, I'll show you. I'll show you one of those places. And she walks over to a door, and it looks like the door is leading out from the kitchen into a little outside courtyard. And you see like moonlight shining down on the courtyard, and
I
it
go
is
to the courtyard.
outside of the house. And she goes, "No, wait!
Oh.
You wanted to see the cracks in between the rooms." And she pushes a panel on the side, and the exit out of the house shifts, and the room you're in rotates to the right, and she hits the panel again as the room is shifting, and you hear gears grinding to a halt as suddenly you're seeing a space in between. It is thin, and it is like looking at a house that was dissected. There are nails that come out, but you look like there is a small passageway in between rooms.
Okay. Well,
There's a faint wind coming up from this passageway.
I feel like that's the way out.
Do you want to try and toss something in there?
so you said you're going to protect us as we look through it?
I mean, Hunter's really mean.
Can I take my shoe and toss it in?
Yes, you can.
I'm just gonna throw my shoe in.
You throw your shoe and you bounce it into the hallway, and it goes pretty far into the hallway, and then it hits something. It hits something solid.
Okay.
Can we see what it hit?
You could, but you'd have to take a couple of steps inside.
I'll take a couple of steps inside.
Okay? You take a couple of steps inside and creep along forward. And as you take your first couple of steps inside, that's when Hunter throws the shoe back at you. So you can either dodge the shoe or try to catch
I
the
want
shoe.
to try to catch the shoe.
Catch the shoe.
Catch the shoe.
Did Maya ever make that pull that Tracy pushed to her, or?
I don't think I did. I'll just finish this drink and then.
Didn't.
She can finish that. There you go.
I was going to give you another chance to pull it, or to push it, but Maya drank.
There you
it
go.
instead.
Okay. All right. So is it one pull? 2 pulls? How much?
It's
is-
one pull to catch this shoe. You go to catch this shoe, and you
Oh my god.
catch it, and then laugh at this thing as you've caught the shoe and kind of snarl at it, and then you realize that that's all it needed you to do, because in the time it took you to catch it, the room shifts and cuts you off from the rest of the group. And you're still in the hallway. It just needed a couple of seconds.
Oh crap!
So you are now...
And none of us noticed this?
No, everybody noticed this.
Don't split the party.
And
Don't split the party.
and Alice starts screaming and going, no, she's mine, And as she says this, Hunter crawls over to you, and the only thing that you see of Hunter now that the room has shifted is its eyes. These yellow feline eyes. Wow. Jack Walk, thank you so much for a DM challenge for subs and Maya, now or later. As he creeps toward Tracy, Alice goes, I know where we can catch up with her. I got to take you past my room, and then I know another way in. Do you want to go get her?
Let's get her.
Okay. She takes you in a hallway, and it says Alice's Playroom, and it's written in beautiful pink script, and you're still in that hallway, and all you know is that Hunter is walking towards you, but he has not made an aggressive move towards you. We skip to the scene in
I'm
front
gonna
of
say
you.
to Alice, should we shout anything to her? Tell her what to do, where to go?
No, she can't hear you. She can't hear you. And as you
That's
come
not creepy.
to a room, Alice turns back and looks at you guys, and she goes, "This is my playroom.
You said we had to go past your playroom, though.
These are my toys. Can I show you my toys really quick?"
Can we go get our friend
Jeez.
first? I don't want her to miss it.
No.
Okay, let's play with your toys. You can play with one toy.
You pick.
I get to pick which toy?
You pick.
I'm gonna push it to subs.
Nope, you pick.
I can't use
This is
my
a
foot,
force pull.
But I also
You get to
have
push
power.
you get to push an obstacle. You don't get to push a force pull.
All right. Let's see what we got here.
It's shaking, just like.
Oh my god.
Test it out.
Yeah,
Get
that's
your
not a good
bearings.
idea.
That wasn't a bad one.
This one's better.
That one's better. Oof, doof. So Brian, you walk over to what looks to be a room filled with furniture with white sheets on them. And you walk over to a nondescript one, and you are looking around, you're looking, and this one looks like almost like a rocking horse. And as you reach over to yank the sheet off, it is indeed a rocking horse. But it is a man wearing clothes that has been morphed into the
Like a
form
real man?
of a rocking horse.
Yeah.
And he looks like he's wearing the same type of clothing that she was wearing.
Does he look like Atavistic at all?
He does look like Atavistic,
That's real man.
just a little bit. But she runs over laughing and gets on the horse and pushes it up and down. And as she does that, she goes over to where you two are, and she goes, "Watch these!" And she pulls off sheets, and you both see some more of Alice's broken toys, and they are. You see what looks to be like a dolly that is like a woman that is wearing this beautiful dress, and she's like staring dead ahead. And Alice goes over and puts a wire up, and her arm stays like this, and she goes over and rips another sheet
That's
off,
Firehawk.
and she pulls another sheet off. And who does this look like?
Jack Walk.
It looks like Jack Walk. And
This is for you, buddy.
Jack Walk is wearing a cowboy hat, and it's his vest. And for some reason,
like
he's
Woody.
he's holding a microphone instead of like a gun or something. It's really weird.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So I'm gonna need the two of you, because if this was a dream, you could understand. But the smells and the sights and the sound are messing with you.
Yeah.
So I'm going to need you to do something we've never done playing Dread, that it's a built-in dynamic. You are both going to do a DM challenge where you get to use a tool to pull the brick, but you are trying to maintain sanity here. If you don't make this, you have a psychotic break
Sure.
and have the
sure,
ability
sure.
to die at a time that I choose for you. It doesn't necessarily have to be right this instant. But because of your psychotic break, things get skewed reality-wise. So, you are both going to go.
Oh my gosh.
I will let you pick a number 1 through 10.
8.
Nope, that wasn't it. So you get to go
3.14.
first. You get to go first. I'll let you pick the tool.
Oh, you're going for those.
You're going for the
chopsticks.
chopsticks.
Those are the dangerous chopsticks.
They are?
No.
Every time.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much. This is our first DM
Gosh, my hands are so
DM challenge. Maya is shaking right now. Maya, it's all right. Breathe. Breathe.
You're going to have a psychotic break.
As she's looking at what looks to be an approximation of Jackwalk, if it falls, Maya, you have to do another pull. Okay, if it falls on the table, so keep it up.
Those chopsticks don't have great grip.
You start thinking back to happy memories. You're trying to figure out any sort of way to maintain control of your sanity at this point. And through sheer force of will, you manage to. You manage to.
No, because I was better with these ones earlier. When I was
You think you've maintained it, but that's when the music box inside of Jackwalk starts playing, and starts playing a song of Itsy Bitsy Spider, and it's causing you to break and shift a little bit.
Oh.
She may have found one. Okay,
Blocking the camera.
it's okay.
Somebody knock on the door.
As
Oh my
Oh,
god.
I'm gonna sacrifice myself.
you're
You
gonna,
can't on a
Oh, I can't.
not on a page.
wait,
not on
we've never run into this before.
Okay. Well, we'll keep on trying then.
You sure you don't want to switch implements?
You can-
Nope.
you
I've
can-
committed now.
Oh gosh.
Oh no. How many? All right, I am gonna switch implements.
You want to switch implements? Okay.
They're right there.
They're
They're right there. Why don't you try these guys?
These?
Yes. Go for a side piece.
Like use the edge to tap it out first, and then when you have a space, then grab it.
Oh no.
Oh wow.
Oh jeez.
I think we're good. Breathe. There we go. You maintain sanity as you stand up and stare at Alice and say, "What a very nice toy you have." Hey, pal. Welcome to Drunken Dread.
Corn cob.
Corn cob holders.
I have to salute Maya with a beverage.
Thank you.
Okay.
Oh my god.
You.
Oh.
It is. It's the second coming of John. John, where are you? You're missing. me.
There are two chosen families. There are two chosen ones.
I had to pull 3 fucking frogs.
Maya's like, subject, boink.
You
I'm
manage
so angry right now.
maintain your sanity
Oh my
and
gosh.
even sort of laugh it off as like, oh, it kind of looks
I
like
think I know her.
I think I know her. And she goes, yeah, these are my toys, but they broke, and so
How did they break?
sometimes I played with them too hard, and then sometimes I found them like this, and then it just wasn't very fun to play with them after a while. They got old,
So,
and I needed new toys.
what are you gonna do when you get bored with us?
I don't know.
let us go home?
Yeah, let's go find your friend. Are you ready?
That sounds like a lot of fun. Let's go.
Yeah, that's my favorite game.
And Alice holds out her hand to you, Brian.
Okay, I will take her hand.
And she holds your hand and she walks down with you towards the hallway. We flash back to you, Trace, and you are now looking straight at Hunter, and it is scary, but he's not being aggressive towards you. He actually comes over and tries to grab the bottom of your shirt and lead you down further into the hallway.
Okay, so when I did that perception before, he looked sad, right?
Yes.
So
Oh, thanks for sharing that with the rest of us,
I
Chase.
didn't have time because things happened all of a sudden. And then I thought I was going to get to, but then I got pulled into this room.
Yeah.
So okay, so I'm gonna try
Okay,
going. I'm gonna try. I'm gonna try extending my hand out to him, and in a really friendly
Hunter.
kind of manner, and I might lose my hand here.
Hunter sniffs your hand and opens his mouth really wide and brings his hand forward towards your hand and starts clamping down on your hand and doesn't clamp down hard enough to break skin, but it hurts. And he starts pulling you into the darkened hallway.
Okay, I walk with him, but I say that hurts.
He growls.
Oh, this may not have been a good idea. But there's nowhere else I can go, so I'm just going to keep walking with him.
You are dragged down a hallway and you finally get to a little alcove. And the best way to describe it is it looks like he's led you down into a bit of a basement area.
Okay.
And you see tattered clothes that have been made into a bed. And there is what looks like to be pictures all around this basement. Some that have been tacked on the walls. And you see different families in all of the pictures. There's one picture that has a family on it, but there is a large X carved into one of the figures in the picture. If you want to take a closer look at any of the photos in the room,
Yes,
you can
I want
do
to
that.
look at the photos in the room. As many of them as I can.
Okay, you start seeing pictures of children and families from different age time periods. You see driver's licenses. You see wild,
Woof.
black and white wild west like photos.
Is
You
that your
see
first one or your second?
sepia tones. You see a picture that is close to where the pile of clothes are, and it is a picture of Alice, unmistakably. And she is holding hands with a little boy, but the boy's face is crossed out with a giant X on it.
Is he wearing the same clothing that
He is wearing
Catboy
the
is
same
wearing?
clothing. And you see mommy and daddy standing in the picture. And
Is this your brother?
they are holding Hunter's hands. And they have interposed themselves in between the boy and the girl. There are hooks in the room and tracks in the room, and there is one of those pull ribbons. But as far as you can tell, there is no other exit other than the hallway you came down.
When she pulled the ribbon earlier, that's when the creepy people showed up, right?
Right.
Can I look at Hunter and say, what happens if I pull the ribbon?
He doesn't
He
respond.
can't talk. Can you help me find my friends?
He crawls over to where the clothes are and pulls the clothes back. And you see a chest. It looks like what could be an old music box. And he picks it up in his jaws and places it in front of you and flips open with his claws. And inside are small trinkets. Looks to be a plastic sheriff's badge. looks to be a little bell, looks to be a fake gold ring, looks to be a necklace, looks to be a baseball card, looks to be a Tamagotchi, looks to be an old Game Boy.
Were these yours? Can you answer yes or no questions? Tap once for yes.
He picks up a picture from the wall and puts it next to the box, and then taps the box and taps the picture and carves an X into the picture and then points at the box. And as he...
It's a picture of his family?
No.
No, it's just a different picture. What's on the picture that he crossed?
Looks like a little boy with his family at an amusement park. From what you can gather, it looks to be the 1960s.
Are these things from this boy?
He reaches over to you and tears a chunk of your pants, like a little bit of the cloth, picks it up, drops it in the box, and closes the box.
So these are items from all the people.
Puts
who
the
were
sheet
in
on the
force.
box, and his head cocks up. And he goes over to the rope, pulls the rope, and the room shifts. It shifts to the side, and you see what was covering the ground now flips and tumbles upward as the room shifts. I need you to take a drink or to take a pull to maintain your sense of gravity as this room that was on the bottom now flips and looks like it's moving along the sides of the house, and what was once the floor is now the ceiling, and you fall down and are standing in what could be only described as a child's bedroom as Alice comes walking into the room holding Brian's hand, and Hunter is crouched on the ground. Hunter looks at you, looks at everybody standing there, looks at Brian, sees that Brian's holding Alice's hand, and lunges toward Brian. Snarling, jaws open, claws up to slash at him. As he jumps toward Brian, what does Brian do?
Brian is going to dodge out of the way and let go of Alice's hand.
Okay, that's perfect. You want to push this obstacle towards another player since you never got to use that?
I think I might.
Okay. As Brian pushes Alice out of the way, he pushes, and who is standing in front?
Oh, Subs, I'm sorry, man.
Oh, I step forward and I'm gonna take a swing.
You step forward and take a swing at this thing. You're with your fist. Your arm is cocked. You're ready to go. And as Brian pushes Alice to the side, and this cat comes hurtling towards you, you rear up your hand to punch this thing square in the face. And as your fist comes flying towards it, does it connect?
Oh my God.
It connects, and it connects hard. Hunter goes flying backward. And as Hunter goes flying backward, it shakes its head confused, and that's when Alice picks up the teddy bear,
Callie, come on.
throws it,
Or Trace.
and it hits the ground right in front of Callie. And that's when it starts to grow and grow and grow. And what was once this teddy bear is now a large bear standing in front of Callie, its mouth dripping drool with malice, its claws extending, its eyes wide. And we are going to come back from intermission with the Pancake Strangler. Trevor, thank you so much, Captain Roscoe, with Tracy making a blindfolded pull. So stick around, folks, because we're starting things off with a bang. It's Tracy versus the bear, blindfolded pull. We will see you in just 5 minutes. See you soon. Hi guys! Hey, didn't see you there. Welcome back here to the Plaster Dragon, where we are starting things off with a bang. Right as we left, there was a large bear standing in front of Callie, and as that bear is snarling at her and growing in size, it's going to view her as a threat. Tracy, who do you want to help you with this pull?
Oh gosh, I was gonna say Maya, but I also pushed one of my pull stars.
I would say I would not suggest picking me, not because I'm not as good at this as the
All
other
right,
two
so
people right
far
here.
you've been the king of Jenga Tower.
All right. So, Subs, you are going to be the only one that's able to communicate with Tracy to make this pull.
Trevor's gonna be responsible. for
Trevor,
this
I
attack.
think you may have killed.
This thing's
Tracy.
shaky.
We got this.
Okay.
I'm gonna see where you put your hand first. Go down, 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 down. There, stop. Push a little bit. No. Go right. Right some more. Right some more. Right some more. Push a little bit. No. Down, down. Push a little bit. No. No. Go down, down, down. Down, down. No. Careful. Down. Left. Push. No.
Oh.
All right, we're going
I'm
to
not
have
talking, I'm just
to
grunting.
reset. So, put your hand back. Go up a little bit. Up. Okay. Go forward. Stop. Go up a little bit. Try to push that to the right. Nope. Up. That one. There. Yeah.
Oh.
Is that one okay? That's playable, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
But
Careful.
is
Careful. Okay. Up. Okay. There it is. You feel it. There it is. Careful. Good. Top of the tower, a little higher. Okay. You're there. Go down. You see, that's the one that you have to put it next to. So put it next to it. Yeah. Nope. There you go. Right there. Perfect.
Subs.
You're a wizard, Harry. So as that happens, something strange happens, and you don't know if it's the way. You don't know if it is the way that you treated him or the way you tried to communicate with him. But as this bear lunges forward towards you, Hunter jumps in front of you. And as Hunter jumps in front of you, it does this guttural growl, and the bear takes a few steps backward, and it does a swipe towards you. And as it does a swipe towards the bear, like, it gives you enough time to sort of scramble backwards into this like wide sort of arc. You push backwards, and as that happens, the bear rears back, and the hunter almost slams into the side of it, and the bear comes forward a little bit. And as it comes forward, Alice is on her bed clapping. And as she's clapping, she's almost forgotten the rules of the game. And she goes, "Fun! Those two! Get those two!"
I go straight after her. I'm going to start punching her in the face.
Okay. As you run towards the bed, Amox... During the showdown?
Can you do that?
All right.
How about this? Because the blindfolded pull is one pull. We will do 4 pulls each. Your last pull will be a blindfolded pull.
Oh my
Sounds good. Who goes first?
Who do they want to go first? Thank you, Amox,
Fire to the power up.
for subs.
No, I think it's a forced pull because it's 300 bits.
force pull
Oh
for
my
subs as
God.
well.
God damn it, big girl.
So
This is it.
we also have a blindfolded pull and a showdown between the two of you.
I get to go first.
You get to go first.
Great. So here's. I want to do something a little bit weird.
Do something a little bit weird.
So, as some of you know, I am a resident advisor, which means I have 2 years worth of therapy training and also roommate conflict training.
That's
And
a
so what
punch in the
I
eye.
think is happening is that Hunter and Alice are not being very good roommates. And so I would like to step in the middle and use my skills as a resident advisor to try to mediate this conflict between these two and get them to come.
I will
an
say
agreement.
this. I will. This is the weirdest thing. I love it so much. Okay, so this showdown represents the two of you trying two very different tactics against
Okay.
Alice. And whoever survives, their tactic is going to take into effect. So as you're being like, whoa, let's talk this out. Subs is like, I'm gonna punch her in the face, like real hard, like
Makes me want to
some
punch a
sense into
baby.
yeah. Thank you, Trevor, who said, "What is this, Star Trek?" Oh, boring diplomacy. Thank you so much. So let's start with Maya coming up with an argument about how she is going to do this.
One hand?
One hand.
Oh, I thought it was two.
No.
No.
So one hand.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Real fast.
Like a band-aid, just rip it. Oh!
This works perfectly because
We gave you a box to scoop.
because Maya goes, whoa. Let's try talking this out. And just like any child whose parent says, you know what? Let's try talking this out. Alice goes, no. And as she
that's
says
fair.
that, the bear picks up Maya and just like chews into her and throws her off into the corner, and Maya shrinks down until she's the size of a doll, just like a bit of a dolly, like right there.
Can I run and grab the doll just in case it's possible to reverse the process?
You can run and grab the doll. Yeah, you can totally do that.
I just have to pull a brick.
You would have to pull a brick. Right now, there's several obstacles blocking your way.
Should
Like
we
my
have to
blind
finish off
rage.
the last, like just to get the tower unstable? Finish off the last.
Seven
I feel like
Pulls?
Yeah. Why don't we do that? In fact, you know what? Why don't we do so they get their money's worth? Why don't we do 3 regular pulls, which shouldn't be anything for the chosen one, ending with no. Because you got a force pull. Let's do 4 pulls, ending with a 5th blindfolded pull.
Sure.
If you're up for it.
this is.
All right.
I'm just gonna.
So as Maya tries,
relax.
as Maya tries diplomacy, she blinks her eyes 1 minute, and as she's ripped apart by a bear, and then blinks her eyes the second, and she is a doll. She has full motor control and control of her functions, but she is Creepy Maya Doll, which is my new band name. Yeah. Subs, on the other hand, walks over, breaks off the bedpost that's on the side of the bed,
Yeah, he
and goes to
does.
take a swing at Alice. And as Alice sees you coming forward, she's laughing and giggling, and you notice that your eyes, her eyes are fixated on you. And as you go to take a swing at her, she's laughing and she's clapping, and she puts her hand up.
Where the hell did my eyes go?
Your eyes are there, but you're no longer staring at the bed. You're on the bed.
Oh.
And Alice is in front of you, standing up with the bedpost in her hand. And she goes, "This does look like fun." And she reaches up and brings it down, careening towards your head.
Stanley Kubrick's bed knobs and broomsticks.
There you go. A stand- Very awesome. So let's go ahead and get you blindfolded up and say thank you, everyone. Who would you like to help you
The Maya doll.
I'm the person who died. I'm the
Evil
wrong
creepy
person.
doll.
Maya
You have to
doll.
get a creepy voice then.
Maya doll comes over using her creepiest Maya doll voice. Actually, this tower looks really sturdy. Tracy, Brian, would you each pull a brick, please?
Sure.
You go first.
There you go.
That was going to be mine.
There's one
Sorry.
there.
Not sorry.
And I really want you to have the full experience, buddy. and I just don't want you to
Yeah.
I was
feel
gonna do
like
that
you're
one,
being
too.
cheated of the full. That looks a lot better. Audience, does that look a lot better
Still
to you?
pretty stable.
Still,
I feel like they're going to say no. It doesn't look a lot better.
no. It looks better to me. So let's
Okay,
do this.
that's what
Let's see
matters.
our creepy Maya doll narrating. All of a sudden, her
Fire says no.
Not better.
All right, let's do one more pull then. Tracy, you want to do that for me? Do one more pull for me. Let's just get this thing even. Fire,
This
we
one up
aim
here
to
looks pretty easy.
please.
I'm not looking for the easy ones. Oh wait. Oh, that one's good.
Guess it was easy.
Perfect.
Ooh.
As you put the blindfold on, I want to remind Maya
Yes.
that his fate is in your hands. And you don't have to be honest here. So go ahead and put that blindfold on for me, buddy.
I feel like pressure to be evil.
No pressure.
No pressure.
I can't see a thing.
Creepy doll
All
moment.
right. Then Substance Cyber,
Oh.
are you gonna just go for it? I would not do.
Oh gosh.
Yeah, that's
Wait,
not.
what?
Sure, go with
Yeah, I
down,
don't know what I'm doing.
down, down,
What- What's this?
down.
Oh, that's
Oh.
a nice one.
Oh no.
I would not do that one, but you're going to do it anyway.
Holy
So now I just need to find the top of the tower. Right?
You did so well without my help before.
Oh, God.
I would turn it a little bit more to the right. Nope. Okay. Nope, a little less. A little bit more. Okay, then go to your right. Another bit. A little bit more. A little bit more. And forward towards the camera. A little bit. And you're good.
Are we okay?
We're
Yeah,
We're-
we're good.
we're good.
Are you kidding me?
Woo! You didn't even listen to me. You just were like, this feels good.
He went contrary to the advice of his helper.
You took out that one right there.
Insane.
Oh, yeah, no, that was not a good one to take
That was
out.
not a good one to. That was not a good one to take out.
She's like down,
I
down, and
did
then
like,
going up.
I'll take this one. You do not listen to directions.
I started down. How can I go more?
Alice brings this bedpost down towards you at a speed, and it's only then that you realize that your arms are tied with straps, so there's no way that you can reach up and catch it, and you have nothing that you can do other than either close your eyes to the incoming doom or face it eyes open towards your attacker. I need to know what you would do, Wally.
How are
Like,
my feet? Are they tied as well?
your feet are tied as well. I need just need to know: do you face this oncoming thing with your eyes open,
I would
staring?
face it with eyes open.
Because you face it with eyes open, you are able to see the form of Hunter coming through, and for a split second, as it reaches over and almost slides itself and puts itself on top of you, you see the face of Hunter as it used to be. And it's a small boy. It could have been any sort of kid that you see running up and down the street. And he whispers something to you right as the bedpost cracks down upon him. I need everybody to earmuff it, please. She always liked it when people paid attention to her. All right, you're good. And the the post comes crashing down, and it splits this cat creature's skull. And Hunter falls off of the bed, and as it does, it turns into a little glass cat figurine that just stands there, and Alice looks at the cat figurine, picks it up, and throws it as hard as she can at the wall.
No, I want to catch it.
You can catch it.
I'm still tied up, right?
Yep. You manage to grab your arm, and as you catch this thing, she's laughing, and all of a sudden she stops laughing, and the room starts cracking a little bit.
Like the
These
ceiling?
white lines start appearing right along the ceiling, and all of a sudden it's like a camera flash bulb goes off. It goes, and as it does that, the room is closer to what the living room looked like. It's all dark and dusty and musty, and the smell of death is permeating everything. And then the flash bulb goes off again. And as it does, everything's bright and white and colorful and pink, and it smells better.
Is Sub still tied up when the flash goes off?
When the flash goes off, he's tied up, but it looks like bits of flesh have been used to tie him to the bed. And when the flash goes off, it's back to being this white silk cloth. And she looks angry. Her Astromancer 400 power-up. Subs and Maya, you've both been given a power-up to push an obstacle to...
Someone's being nice to us. It's a shame I'm dead.
to another player. Well, you're not dead. You're
I'm a
just
doll.
doll-like, and
Doll.
you don't have a lot of strength. So,
Can-
so as that flash happens one more time, it flashes again, and you are back in sort of the darker sort of realm, and there are cracks in the floor, and the floor is starting to jumble a little bit, and you're able to see a stairway leading outside of this room down to the bottom floor of the house. And she is concentrating really hard, and it looks like her eyes are closed, and she's breathing in and out, but she's not paying attention to Subs on the bed.
So I could run over and try and cut him free?
Yes, you can, because you grabbed the knife earlier,
Yes, I
didn't you?
did.
You start trying to cut him free, and as you start to cut him free, the bed starts screaming. The flesh that is holding him starts like screaming out in pain. It is this high-pitched, shrill sound, as it almost feels like there's like someone yelling as you're doing this. But Subs, he cuts enough of a gouge into this that you are able to jump out of the bed and make your way to the door leading to outside of this room. Hunter is still in Tracy's grasp. As the little girl is concentrating, you see her finally open her eyes, and one of the eyes is leaking darkness. It is
that's
leaking
not
like a darkness that seems to come down like tears off of her face. And as it comes down, as tears off of her face, everywhere it hits the ground, a black tendril starts to come out of the ground a little bit.
I'm gonna scoop up Maya and start making my way downstairs. I say, "Bring Hunter, come on!"
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
So we'll do this. We'll do everybody doing a drink or a pull in order to just get out of the room as it's crumbling. You can almost feel like you hear Hunter.
Oh my god, oh my
Do you want a drink?
Meowing in the distance.
No, once I start, it's too late, right?
Yeah.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
I don't like that tower.
No, this tower.
This tower is in a
bad.
bad
middle,
place, and
maybe?
it is much harder to pull bricks from than the other tower.
It's just subtly shaking.
You make your way out of the house, and you are running down, and as you're doing this, the rooms are shifting and morphing around you. You're running down the stairs, and all of a sudden the stairs are pushed over violently to the side, and you're seeing room after room come by. There is a swimming pool, and then all of a sudden you realize you are at a circular impasse. It goes swimming pool, library, courtyard, swimming pool, library, courtyard, swimming pool, library, courtyard, and it looks like it's speeding up as time goes by. You are at the bottom of the stairs, but the room is a timing issue. You realize that if you're going to make your way through this spinning vortex and make it into a room of your choosing, you are going to have to time this correctly, and not everybody is going to be able to go at the same time. So So spinning tower courtroom, spinning tower courtroom, spinning swimming pool, library, courtroom, like
Where do we want to go? Spinning tower.
swimming
courtroom?
pool, library.
I don't like
courtroom,
swimming pool. Library.
Courtyard.
Library.
Courtyard's outside. Courtyard.
Yep. Okay.
Courtyard.
So who's jumping for the courtyard first?
Can
I
I
will.
finish my drink to go?
You could finish your drink and make a pull to go.
All right.
I'll pull to. Oh, go ahead.
Can you
No,
also
no,
make
go
my
ahead.
pull?
You go first. 'Cause
Yeah.
you're going first. No, go ahead.
Yes, he can.
And since I'm holding Maya, you know.
Yep, that's
so that-
fair.
I'm
So
saying
you,
that's all.
so you're gonna do a, you're gonna do a drink and 2 pulls, and because he's pushing this towards you,
Or 2 drinks in a pool.
or 2 smokes and a pancake. Yes, you could finish that drink.
He does a pull, and then we have to get more drink for him.
No,
Or
that's
is it
good. He can
finishing
finish
too?
this drink. He can finish
There's
this
quite a
drink.
bit of drink left.
There's quite a bit of
Oh,
drink
okay.
left.
And
He'll
Tim
finish
is
this drink and
making
make
strong.
a pull, and he manages to get through and jump into the library.
Courtyard.
You're going to the courtyard. All right, you go to the courtyard, and there is you jump through and make your way into the courtyard. And as you make, I'm seeing some shake a finger, shake your
Go the wrong
finger,
way, too.
shake your finger. You're you
Oh.
you are in the. You are timing it. You got guys. I got this. I've done a whole bunch of puzzles. I'm a DM. Like it's a courtyard, swimming pool, library, courtyard, swimming pool, library, courtyard, swimming pool, library, courtyard, swimming pool, library, courtyard, swimming pool, library.
Gosh.
As long as it's one hand, it doesn't matter.
Oh my goodness.
Swimming pool, library, courtyard. Swimming pool, library, courtyard. Swimming pool, library, courtyard.
I'm not done yet. This is the hard part.
As Brian jumps through and times it just right, he actually grabs Subs by the hand and yanks him through. So the only person on the other side is Tracy.
This is the thanks I get for cutting you out of that demon pit. Thanks a lot.
But luckily, Maya, you and Subs and Brian are through, and you're in the courtyard, and it seems to be spinning faster. Yep. You are in the courtyard now, and there is a large statue in front of you, Brian. It looks like the statue of an angel, and it is a moonlit night, and you see a what looks to be a large pond outside of the courtyard, but you are definitely outside of the house. And as that happens, you see a boat sort of pull up to like the end of a dock, and Alice appears. Thank you, Jack Walk, for a DM challenge for Subs. Alice appears, and Alice is no longer the same size she was before. Alice is about 50 feet tall and standing behind the house and has ripped the roof off of the house and is now taking out certain bits of furniture and setting them up like this is a large dollhouse. And she looks down at you and smiles, and she says, "We're going to keep playing games forever and ever."
I'm just going to ignore her and continue walking out.
Do we have a box of damp fireworks?
Hey, we're going to keep playing games forever and ever. We're going to keep playing games.
And Tracy made it out?
Yes.
Yeah.
Stop it. Stop. And she pushes you guys to the side, and as she does, she takes her hand and she goes to slam it down upon you. And as she's slamming it down upon you, I'm going to need you to do a DM tool pull.
Thank you, Jack.
Okay.
Jack Walk.
Thank you so much, Jack Walk, to do a DM tool pull.
Yeah.
Really?
And this is an interesting pull, because this is not a physical action that you're doing. This is all that encapsulates Wally. This is all that encapsulates him into a force of being in this universe. And as this little girl is pushing you off to the side, she is focusing all of her attention onto you and pushing sheer force of will towards you in order to try to get you to move and to stop.
All right.
Oh,
Not good.
maybe up there.
Oh no, that's a good one.
No, it's not.
Okay, I trust you more than me. One of us is dead and one of us is not.
Oh God. There, for those of you who can't see it, Subs is using a sword.
Oh, one hand, sorry.
You can use two hands on the sword. You just can't use two hands on the brick. Subs is using a toy sword in order to try to get the brick out.
And what is this toy sword from, Billy?
It is from a French children's TV show called Zack Storm that is on Netflix. That is a very obscure kids TV show. Oh God. Oh God.
Can I just hold the top half of the tower still for him while he does that?
No, but thank you for offering.
Oh, I'm here for you.
Oh, Subs.
It's taking quite a bit of time.
It's okay. You take.
Can he switch implements now that it has
He
fallen?
can switch implements now that it has fallen. You used the corn cob holders from before.
So you,
You can use these.
And Fire, in
do
answer
it.
to your question, it
Tongs.
has been done. We tried it earlier,
We
and
were-
Maya
I was-
successfully used the sword. It was on a more stable tower,
it
but
was.
she did use the sword.
I did like 2 pulls with the sword. I think Subs also did one with the sword though.
I did.
Yeah, we were playing with.
Subs directs all of his energy towards this force of nature. And as Alice tries to get him to pay attention, I will say this, that he
This is a
doesn't.
deadly episode.
He doesn't. He stands immovable, unwilling to bend, unwilling to break. And Alice has no choice but to slam her hand down where Subs was. And as she does that, Subs disappears. Subs is gone. There's no body.
What about mine?
Oh yeah, he was holding me.
Maya is gone as well.
Alright, we're gonna go over and enjoy some birthday cake. We'll see you guys later.
So Alice is standing there and she looks visibly upset. And you remember that the last thing that happened was her getting very upset with Subs and angry at him for what he did. And as she does, she looks at her hand, looks back at the two of you, and says, "Come back with me into the house. Let's go."
Nope, absolutely not. You've been bad.
No, I haven't.
Yes, you have.
I haven't been bad.
You have been bad.
No.
You need to go to your room and
Nuh-uh.
think about what you've done.
Nuh-uh.
I'm gonna not pay attention to her.
Nuh-uh. No.
She's still holding the teddy bear?
No. No, the teddy bear is gone.
Oh, that's right, because he got big.
Look at me. Look, let's go play. Come on, let's go play. Let's go play. Let's go play. And as she says that, the walls of the house start crumbling to the ground. The floor starts disappearing, and all of her attention is on Brian now. And the only thing in your hand is this little cat glass statue that seems to be heating up and like vibrating, and she is concentrating on Brian. And as she's concentrating fully on Brian, I'm gonna need the two of you to start making pulls for me until I tell you to stop. This is going to represent the ground falling away beneath you, and Brian, you continuing not to pay attention but still moving from spot to spot to solid ground as the world starts to crumble around you.
Okay. You wanna go first?
Yep.
Okay.
Thank you, Astromancer. Brian, for one of your pulls, you can actually push that to Tracy.
It's just
I can't push it to like Subs.
You cannot push it. Subs is gone. Subs is gone,
so
and Maya is
gone
gone.
as well.
Yes. So one of your pulls you can push to Tracy. And as that's happening, Thank you, Astro. As that's happening, she's getting more upset and more visibly angry, and the figurine is heating up, and as she starts screaming and yelling and throwing a tantrum, she's yelling at Brian. She's pounding the ground closer and closer to where he is, and then all this.
Sorry.
Oh.
If it had fallen, it would have been mine.
All she does is.
Oh, jeez.
Well, I didn't plan on that.
She finally stops screaming.
One more pull, or
One more pull.
I don't know why I volunteered that. That was kind of dumb.
Yeah.
Well, if he has to do one more, I have to do one more because he did it first, right?
You do.
No, you went first.
She stops screaming.
Good
Oh,
doing that.
jeez. I wiggled.
That's super big.
She stops screaming and she stops
You destroyed the base of the tower.
It's true.
moving. And
Oh, he never pushed one to me, did he?
she starts crying. She's behind you guys. And you feel a small hand press against each of your backs. And the tears are happening, and the world is now kind of falling away into a white light as her hands are just on your back. And you keep facing forward until you hear the words, Dad? Mom? Dad? Dada? Mom? Mom?
I put the, I hold the figure in my hand and gently place it on the ground, and I say, can you help us?
The figurine cracks. And both of you keep looking forward. And you hear two sets of footsteps coming up behind. And you hear more than sense a hand. Would you open that door, please? A hand falling on small shoulders. And they say, come on, Alice. It's time to go home. And the world fades away from you. And as that happens, the tower falls. What a great game of Dread, guys. And you're back. You're back at McCoy Manor. And the tower fell, and it was such a great game. You guys remember having all the drinks and stuff like that. And, that must have just been some sort of weird, fever dream, because you're back in the McCoy household. And, it was great. Oh, we had a fun game, and, everybody was having a great time. And remember, Subs had to do all those pulls, and you're back. And you don't really remember anything that happened until everybody goes home and goes to sleep that night. And Brian closes his eyes, and Maya closes her eyes, and Tracy closes her eyes, and Subs lays back in his hotel bed.
Practicing my Jenga.
And right before he closes his eyes, he sits up, looks around the room, grabs a sharpened corkscrew, and he smiles, and he closes his eyes. And you wake up. That was Dread this week, folks. Thank you so much for tuning in for the story of Alice and Hunter. I would like to thank all of my players for making some valiant efforts, for dying and coming back as creepy dolls, and for knocking towers over and drinking. And before we leave tonight, folks, we're going to do a little something unorthodox. Dread, Tim, would you grab that big, blue rectangular thing. Yeah. Here at Dread, we celebrate the macabre, and the tower represents dread and bad stuff in the the feeling of anxiety that we feel. But here at the Plaster Dragon, it's weird because we're all such a happy family, and it's such a joyous occasion to be able to sit here with people that we've only talked to online, or people that we rarely see. So I feel like dread should always be offset with a little bit of joy. So we want to extend a very happy birthday. There you go. Very happy birthday to our own DM Maya. We're going to have some yummy cake. And there you go. We'll take a picture of it before we cut into it. And we just wanted to say happy birthday to you. And thank you for all you do for the channel.
Thank you for having me on.
Couldn't think of a better way than to kill you for your birthday.
The best birthday present there
For
is.
21st, it should
I was
be
going to say,
Drunken
Drunken
Drag.
Drag for her 21st birthday
we
is
had
perfect.
Punch. Tune in next week where we have a brand new player who has only been in the chat room. Audie is going to be joining us for the first time here in the game. We're going to do a story that is based off of Y the Last Man. If we have any comic book nerds out there, it's going to be 3 badass women protecting one man who is the last man on Earth. And Eric Bridges, I hope you're ready to be defended by these 3 ladies. So, happy birthday, Maya. Thank you, Subs, for joining us. I hope you had a good time tonight.
Yes, definitely. A lot of fun.
Thank you all for tuning in. And it may be fantasy, guys, but it's as real as you want to make it. Thanks for tuning in. We'll see you soon.
Bye.